Rock and roll, man.
All right.
Let's get that Gen Z energy flowing.
I know. Oh my God, they're gonna love you guys. All right. Well, we're here at the.
Ooh.
And that's live.
That was live. Recording.
Yeah.
In progress.
All right, we are here at the Strategy Hub in their new podcast studio. I'm here with Rafa and Carlino, and we're going to break down what is Simple Proof and just kind of get into your guys' mission and what you're working on. So whichever one of you wants to start, introduce yourself, what you do with Simple Proof, and kind of why you're a man on a mission.
Can we go first?
Sure. So Carlos Toriello, they call me Carlino. I am the CEO and co-founder at Simple Proof. We exist to preserve digital history, and I'm on a mission to do everything I can to accelerate Bitcoin adoption by the largest number of people possible. Specifically, we ended up in this part of the adventure because public records, and more specifically election records, are uniquely vulnerable in the digital world. And democracy presents an opportunity to reach consensus. And through that consensus process, I believe there's an opportunity to teach folk about the best consensus algorithm that we've ever built. And in the process, not only do we reach new audiences that are curious about truth and how do we get at truth, but also protecting our history and just the most important decisions we reach as societies, like how to transfer power from one executive to the next. And we do this using the Open Timestamps protocol. It's an open source tool built since 2016 that is the most data efficient way of using Bitcoin as a proxy for time. In that sense, Bitcoin is time, but it's a very specific kind of clock. You can use the sun as time, but if you use the sun, it's hard it's got advantages and disadvantages. If you use Bitcoin, it has advantages and disadvantages, but the main advantage that Bitcoin has as a clock over all other clocks on Earth is that it's the only clock that is provably outside any one person's control. So in the digital world, whenever you have to prove that something happened, using Bitcoin to do so is the only way you can without relying on trust and appeal to authority and say, trust me, bro, like I definitely did this at this moment. I wouldn't lie to you. With Bitcoin, you don't need that. And in elections, which is where we got our start, that's incredibly valuable. If you want people to believe the results of an election, it's important to allow citizens to verify for themselves and confirm the results without having to trust. And Bitcoin allows that, and we proved it in 2023 in Guatemala. We produced a documentary called Immutable Democracy. You can watch it on YouTube for free. It's 16 minutes. It tells you the story of how Guatemala became the first country in the world to use any blockchain to protect a national election. And we use the Bitcoin blockchain. Now we are in the United States, and our technology was used during the 2024 elections in Screven County, Georgia. We told that story through a short 9-minute documentary called Immutable History, Chapter 1. And we are actively looking for people like you to help us write Chapter 2. And Chapter 2 for us is, we've proved that it works for elections, but fundamentally what we're talking about is government records. Anything that is produced by government and eventually becomes a part of our historical records can and should have an immutable characteristic, just like elections. The past should not change. And the only way that the past won't change is if no one can change it. Because the more you delve into whatever you were taught about history, the more you realize that you only got one side of whatever history you learned. But there's as many sides as there are human beings. So if we're able to make all history immutable so that no one can rewrite it, then there's an opportunity that future generations of human beings have the opportunity to get at the whole history. We believe if humanity can learn from all of our mistakes, then we can error correct faster. We can fundamentally just learn from our mistakes and hopefully stop repeating them.
Incredible synopsis, incredible progress, and incredible mission. In a sentence, could you describe to those watching what it is that your role is on the day-to-day, though?
Oh, sure. My role is business development and capital allocation. So that means I reach investors who want to invest in us and believe in our mission and want to bring this and make it a reality. And two, I reach out to customers and Bitcoiners so that I can get closer to those customers.
Great. Yeah. All right.
My name is Rafa Cordon. I am the CTO of Simple Proof. I focus on our product, so building our product as easy to use as possible. I think George Orwell put it best when he said, "Who controls the past controls the future, and who controls the present controls the past." Meaning, we, as Carlos said, we want to focus on making the past immutable. No one should be able to change history. And so we work with the Open Timestamps Protocol. It's a protocol that was created by Peter Todd back in 2016. And we're building tools to make it easy to adopt, both at an individual level, like if you want to manually upload files, if you want to even like send an email and get all the attachment timestamped, all the way to like an enterprise level API where you can integrate into any existing document management system to make it very easy. Like don't change, initially don't change your systems. Simple Proof can simply integrate and start recording all this information onto the Bitcoin blockchain, and therefore creating this immutable record. So my day-to-day is building the product, interfacing with our development team, and just making sure that we are able to deliver listening to customers and delivering what they want.
I got a chance to see the product in action at George Washington University's maybe it was their first event, and it looks beautiful. It worked. We love that. And for you, was there any kind of fire inside you that lit you to work on Simple Proof? A personal story, something that drove you to dedicate your time and talent to this mission?
Well, when I discovered Bitcoin, I came at it from the technical side. I was researching distributed databases. And so when I found Bitcoin, I was like, oh my God, this is a distributed database that solves for data consistency. And it's open source. And it's money. And it's, oh my God, down the rabbit hole, right?
There we go.
And I think, being able to preserve history and make it in a way that no one in power can change it, I think is an extremely powerful concept that, we're only in the early adoption of Bitcoin as money. But just look at, if you look at AI tools, in 10 years, the way it's progressing, if you try to extrapolate it 10 years from now, you won't be able to tell if anything is real unless you can physically touch it. Yeah. And so I'm very scared. I'm very concerned about the use of AI to generate fake information that seems real. I think it's a giant threat for society, particularly for government records, public records that everyone cares about. And so I think, a solution like Simple Proof can help sort of fight back against, the misuse of AI to basically alter history.
Fantastic. That, I can tell you, scares me as well. And there's almost no limit to the amount of distortion that we can experience without a product like yours in the future of truth in the digital world. And so I applaud both of you for dedicating your time, your lives, your effort to this product and project. And I will say, I know you guys are fundraising now and looking to dedicate, more focus and energy towards solving these problems in the near term, working on archival efforts here in the U.S. And so I'm a big believer in that need being something we need now and not delaying that. So if you watch this, I have full belief in these two and their team to carry out the vision. And they are looking for some resources to support that. So thank you both for a quick segment of what I'm calling hard money radio. We're going to make that one up. But anything?
Just don't trust, verify. So go to simpleproof.com, and there's a button there that says open a free account. All you need is an email address, and you can start using our tools to protect anything you want, whether that's a meme or something, something creative that you came up with. Using Bitcoin to prove you're the first person to create something is incredibly powerful, and that's there. All you need to do is use an email, and you'll get to be able to use this for free for a few uses per month, and try it out. Literally, just play around with it. It's there for use case. Don't trust, verify. Explore it and learn more about it, because Bitcoin is more powerful than you really understand.
And where can they reach you?
Through simpleproof.com, you can find our socials, and specifically I'm most active on X as Carlos Toriello. I'm also on LinkedIn and Noster.
All right. Well, thank you to Strategy for having us in this wonderful podcast room.